Hello and welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to take a look at a set of Klein Tools that is not really connects, but it's kind of in the realm of it. What it is a set of long impact nut drivers with a ratcheting handle. Pretty interested in this. So we have 1/4, 5/16, 3/8 missing one that I always say in between 5/16 and 3/8, 7/16, half, and 9/16, and the handle. If you're paying attention, this is made in Taiwan. Okay, so let's take a look at these. I would say first impressions, I actually really like them, and there's a few things that I really like about them. I like that they're long. Now, each one of these is magnetic tipped, and we'll take a look at this a little bit more. But here's the 1/4. Now, I really like how long these are, and they are hollow. So you can get something a decent length up inside of them and still drive it. Now, let's take a look at, I believe this thing is 9/16. So there's your standard 9/16 shank, and it's going up inside, but you can see that's hollow. And it's interesting that the magnet is pressed in, and it has, I'm not sure what they have going on inside the socket there. You see those lines? Not quite sure what's going on with that. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Every single one of these has that. But if you take a look at these sockets, they're basically impact sockets that are very long. They have some nice knurling here. They are color coded in the knurling, which that'll wear off over time. One thing I don't like is that these are not stamped or struck with the size. Everything you see marking wise here is laser etched, so eventually that's all going to wear off, which it seems to be par for the course in what things are nowadays. But if we look at the 3/8, they're blue like all the 3/8 stuff is. Have your magnet inside there. You can see those lines inside of this one as well. But something interesting is they have a hex here on the back side, and you can actually stick your standard old school 3/8 wrench right on there. You can even go this way if you want, and give that a little extra turn if you have to. So that's really interesting. Now, the interesting thing about that as well is the 5/16, as you would expect, takes 5/16, but the 1/4 also takes 5/16. I'm wondering if they figure a lot of people don't actually have a 1/4-inch wrench, and that's why that is that way. Now, the ratcheting handle actually makes this even neater, and I'll let me tell you why. So this is just your standard chuck for 1/4-inch hex ball detent things. But what I really like about this ratcheting handle, and I think this is possibly, I never really ran towards ratcheting screwdrivers because I just never really liked the way they worked. But something about this one I really like, and that is I can turn this just like this from with my fingers and still have my palm planted in the tool. I think a lot of the others, if you want to turn them, it's a little bit more janky. So I really like how that's designed. If I'm wrong, let me know what other manufacturers have a setup like this. I don't think I've seen a whole lot that really do. Of course, you can lock it, and you can go the other way. Just like that. We can test how much force it takes to operate the ratchet mechanism in this. And to do that, we have kind of a goofy arrangement here where we have a 1/4 inch hex with a 1/4 inch and a 1/4 inch with a 1/4 inch. But in the end, that gets us connected together where we can see how much back drag this thing has. Now let's see if I can do this without... Okay, it's this way. So we're right at about 3.5 inch ounces of back drag, which is nice and smooth. This is not hard to turn. We could even test the other direction if we wanted. Get that back in focus. And you can see me turning about the exact same the other direction. 3.5 inch ounces. So that is not hard to turn. Actually, really nice setup. Okay, of course, the main point of this is really not necessarily to have some really nice long magnetic tip nut drivers, although it does that. You get a nice ratcheting nut driver set that doesn't take up a ton of space in your tool bag. It's kind of neat, really. But as an added bonus, you can take those and put them on an impact gun, and they are indeed impact rated. So I can say they twirl around a little, but they're long. But you can put them on an impact and they're just happy. They'll be just fine. There you go. Impact. So I really do like the idea of this. I hope they come out with some other sizes. Maybe they come out with metric. These actually are a nice length. They are, we're going to say you could probably get 4 inches of stem in them, probably. See if that's the same here. Yeah, you could probably get 4 inches or so of thread inside there, which is respectable. If you're building racks or something like that, and you're using an impact gun, you don't normally go super far, but this 9/16 definitely goes inside of 1 5/8 strut. No problems there whatsoever. Goes right in. So that allows you, if you're building racks or anything like that, to have the ability to get in there with 3/8 hardware. Obviously, the smaller sizes will go in unistrut as well. I do really like this because you're not carrying around a bunch of nut drivers anymore if you have this. You have a few of these, and you can throw them in a canvas bag, or you could put them in a pocket somehow in your carry. It's less space, and it actually gives you a little bit more versatility, because with these I can use this, but with my old school nut drivers, though I like them, I really can't. And this makes them ratcheting. So if I am using them by hand, I have the advantage of having something that I can ratchet and not have to struggle with as much, twirl them around or whatever. It just adds versatility to the whole situation. So I really do like that, and I think this was a great idea on their part to come out with something that is pretty universal across a bunch of things. You know, and it's also handy that with this handle, you can now go with any 1/4 inch hex ball detent tool, and you have a ratcheting handle for it, which is pretty slick. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below if you got this set, and if you like it, if you don't like it, what you don't like about it, what you do like about it. I really like it. I'm really curious to get into using it and see how it works out. I think it's going to be really good because you can kind of slim out what all you carry. Now, if you have pass-through nut drivers and you use pass-through anything basically deeper than this 4-inch, these aren't going to get rid of your old nut drivers, but this is pretty nice and they're very useful for a lot of things. Even driving tech screws, you can use these. Here's your normal 5/16 hex head tech screw, and you can take that, put it right on here. You cannot flick it off of there. You can stick this right in your impact. And you could run that tech screw. So, super versatile. Bigger tech screws, smaller tech screws. Just anything you might want to drive with a magnetic tip. It's there and it would work. So I really like this set. I think it's super handy. I like that it doesn't really have the proprietary stuff going on. And it doesn't really... It helps you out with other tools you may have. And I really like that about this. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.